Who is the South African Human Rights Commission? The South African Human Rights Commission is an independent body established by the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa and the Human Rights Commission Act to support constitutional democracy. Section 184 of the Constitution sets out the functions of the Commission as being to promote respect for human rights and a culture of human rights, protect the development and attainment of human rights, and monitor and assess the observance of human rights in the Republic. In addition, as a national human rights institution, NHRI, the Commission is also mandated under the Paris Principles relating to the status of national institutions to direct NHRIs in their duties and responsibilities. What is business and human rights? Traditionally, human rights has been conceptualized and understood as a public rather than private responsibility. It is considered by businesses as a burden and in some cases contrary to the very objectives of profit-making. Given a growing global economy and the re-evaluation of the role of both public and private actors, the need for a wholesale application of the universal principles of human rights becomes imperative. As a progressive and forward-looking international agency, the United Nations Professor John Ruggie drafted the Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights. Commonly known as the Ruggie Principles, the principles operationalize the protect, respect and remedy framework for business and human rights and creates a global standard for state parties and businesses with regards to their duties and responsibilities in relation to business and human rights. In summary, the Ruggie Principles provide recommendations based on three central provisions. 1. The state duty to protect individuals and communities against human rights abuses by non-state actors through regulations, policies, and other public interventions. 2. The corporate responsibility to respect human rights through the exercise of due diligence, to mitigate possible human rights abuse and monitor the impacts of operations in this regard. 3. The responsibilities of both state and non-state actors to ensure measures are put in place to enhance victims' access to effective remedies, both judicial and non-judicial. Why business and human rights? Service delivery protests and strikes have become common features of our news and current affairs, mainly due to the discrepancies that exist for the majority of South Africans with regards to their living conditions and poor quality of life. The constant display and manifestation of violent protests and strikes demand that we face some uncomfortable truths about inequality, poverty, and injustice. The critical link between the private sector's ultimate pursuit for financial gain and the aspirations of workers, families, and communities to live a life of dignity is evident throughout our commercial sector and business sphere. Given all this, the Commission adopted the theme of business and human rights as a key area for focus and discussion. From February till December 2014, the Commission hosted numerous initiatives and multi-level stakeholder engagements on business and human rights. These were aimed at facilitating a broader national discussion on the issues relating to business and human rights in South Africa, and to serve as a catalyst where experts and key stakeholders in the field examine the pertinent concerns related to business and human rights. To identify key areas of intervention for the implementation of the Ruggie Principles in a South African context. To place the Commission at the center of discussions between multi-level stakeholders and the private sector in the promotion of businesses' respect for human rights. To raise awareness on the centrality of the issue of the private sector's role in the promotion of a human rights culture in recognition of both constitutional principles and Ruggie Principles. To generate a common understanding on what is required of the private sector in relation to the provision of rights, in particular socio-economic rights. And to develop a better understanding of the roles and responsibilities of business, civil society, and institutions supporting democracy when it comes to the provision of rights. The engagements revealed a vast range of human rights violations in such sectors as farming, mining, and health sectors. the issues of labour conditions, pollution, service delivery, patents, procurement processes, corruption and accountability featured highly on the list of concerns that require attention. Businesses should respect the rights of the communities they operate in. After all, human rights is good for business. Where to find us? The Commission's head office is based in Johannesburg, Gauteng, and also has offices throughout our 9 provinces. A person whose rights have been violated can seek recourse by lodging a complaint with the Commission. Members of the public may take the following steps in order to lodge an official complaint. By walk-ins at any of the 9 provinces in South Africa. Sending a fax to +27 11 403 0684. Writing a letter to Private Bag, X2700 Houghton 2041. Via telephone at +27 11 877 3600. The Commission is also accessible via social media platforms: Facebook, South African Human Rights Commission; Twitter, @SAHR Commission; YouTube, South African Human Rights Commission, SAHRC1. Our committed staff is available to assist during office hours.